Have you pulled back from conversations you used to enjoy because they feel more like ambushes? That's not weakness. What's broken isn't you, and it isn't even the people on the other side. It's a failure of leadership, a race to the bottom. There's a name for that. There's a way to see it. And once you do, you can't be manipulated by it the same way again. Welcome to the Critical Thinking Literacy Channel's Attack on Reason series. I'm John Balla. Today we're examining a tactic that builds a hollow target just to knock it down, the straw man fallacy. By the end of this video, you'll understand the mechanics of the straw man fallacy, a deceptive maneuver that swaps a complex argument for a flimsy substitute. At its core, a logical argument has a simple structure. You make a claim, you offer evidence, and your reasoning connects the two. A logical fallacy, on the other hand, is what happens when that reasoning breaks down. When we stop attacking the argument and start attacking a caricature. The straw man fallacy occurs when someone takes another person's argument, distorts or exaggerates it in some extreme way, and then attacks the extreme distortion. The key word here is distortion. It's much easier to defeat a man made of straw than a person made of flesh, blood, and nuanced ideas. If you value this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep producing videos that strengthen our collective critical thinking skills. While there are many ways to misrepresent an opponent, two common methods are the nut-picking variant and oversimplification. Oversimplification strips away all nuance, reducing a complex policy proposal to a single, easily mocked, and often incorrect soundbite. Nut-picking, which is the inverse of cherry-picking, takes the weakest or most irrational advocate of a position and presents them as the representative voice of the entire movement. Let's see how the straw man plays out in the real world. Imagine a debate on education. Person A says, "We should diversify the curriculum." Person B responds, "So you want to burn all the classics?" Notice how person B didn't even engage with diversifying. They built a straw man of burning books instead. A rhetorical sleight of hand. Now let's look at some concrete examples. President Trump claimed Doge had found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. However, Doge was only able to verify 19.8 billion in total savings with no fraud. What makes this a straw man? The actual Democratic argument was about administrative disruption and unverified savings claims, a legitimate policy dispute. Trump replaced that argument with the charge that Democrats were defending fraud, a position no Democrat had articulated. Chuck Schumer claiming Doge's SSA staffing cuts meant Republicans were cutting Social Security benefits. What makes this a straw man? The real and legitimate concern that administrative chaos could indirectly disrupt benefit delivery was a defensible argument. But framing workforce reductions as direct cuts to benefits or an intentional path to privatization replaced a bureaucratic disruption argument with a much more alarming claim of deliberate benefit elimination that the evidence did not yet support. These 2025 examples are genuinely harder to make symmetrical because the volume and severity of documented strawman use is not equal between the parties, according to nonpartisan fact-checkers. Leave a comment below if you want me to dig deeper into that. So here's the distinction. A valid critique addresses the actual claim. A straw man addresses a fake claim designed to look like the original. The rule of thumb: can you summarize your opponent's argument so well that they would say, "Yes, that's exactly what I mean"? Then you're good to go. If you can't, congratulations. You just built a straw man. Data shows that straw man arguments are among the most common fallacies in political commentary, often leading directly to increased polarization. Here's what's going on in your brain. When we see a straw man that aligns with our beliefs, our confirmation bias rewards us, making the win feel real. When a straw man is counter to our beliefs, it often creates a stress response of fight or flight. So why do so many of our politicians continue to straw man their opponents? Because they rarely, if ever, pay a price. The good news is that once you know how the straw man works, it's almost impossible to unknow it. Straw men will start popping out of the ground like daisies. Even among the leaders you like, demand they do better. This is one way to rehabilitate our democracy. Democracy itself is a system of argument. We owe it to the system to fight fair with rational, reasonable, evidence-based arguments. The relative well-being of any democratic system is directly proportional to its level of discourse. To hammer that point home, according to PolitiFact, 2025 earned the distinction of the Year of the Lies. That is not a metaphor or a rhetorical flourish. That is a diagnosis, and the patient is running out of time. For the Critical Thinking Literacy channel, I'm John Bala, reminding you to think critically and choose wisely.